What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gracelyn. Hello. And today, as you see by the title, I will be walking you guys through the process, explaining to you guys my experience on getting hired at Starbucks and how you can as well. So for the most part, you can apply to your local Starbucks online. I know most Starbucks use this website called Indeed, and if you don't know what it is, a lot of other jobs you can apply to on this website. Open up the website. I have my MacBook right here. If you open up the website, you're gonna see on the left hand side, it's gonna say what, and on that search bar, you're gonna type in Starbucks, and then where it says where, you're gonna type in where you live. So you're gonna type in your city, town, state, wherever it is, you're gonna type that in. Then you're gonna see a whole bunch of stores. So you're gonna type in the store that you want to work at. Once you choose that, choose the store that you want to work at, you're gonna see where it says apply on company site. You're gonna press that. Then you're gonna see apply. And then if you don't have an account with Indeed, you're gonna have to make one. And if you do, you can just log in. And then it's gonna ask you, I haven't did this in a while, but it's gonna ask you, some questions that you have to answer. And then it's going to ask you to put your resume, and then you just have to basically just submit that. Very self-explanatory, very easy. Not really something that is hard. So that's the first step in getting the job, is applying. The second step, honestly, this job, Starbucks, is very competitive, and to be able to get the job, you need to be very persistent. For me personally, I applied to Starbucks. I think it's been a year now. Last year, I applied last year. But when I first applied, I didn't get the job. Like, I got an email a couple days after I applied through Indeed, and it basically told me like I didn't get the job. Now, for me, I'm very persistent. Like, if I want something, I'm gonna get it. Which, that's the attitude you need to have with this job, because I promise you, they are getting so many applications. They are flooded with applications. They're gonna look at your application and probably have this automated thing where, it just, if you don't have certain qualities or certain things that you didn't put in your resume, the computer might just automatically just send that email where you didn't get the job. And the manager didn't even get a chance to see the application. It was just a computer that just automatically gave you that email. So that's why you really need to be persistent. So if you do get an email that you don't get the job, like how I did, reapply. And reapply like right away. When I found out I didn't get the job, through the email, I just reapplied that same day. Once you reapply, don't wait for an email. Don't wait for another email. What you're gonna do is the next day or that same week, you're gonna go to that Starbucks that you applied to, and you're gonna ask for the manager. You can either go or you can call. I recommend that you go in person, because it's really gonna show how dedicated you are to get the job. So my Starbucks was really close to my school, so after school I just walked to the Starbucks and I asked the manager, and luckily the manager was there already. So she came out, and I told her my name, and I told her that I had applied. I didn't tell her about that email. Don't tell them about the email that you didn't get the job, because then they're gonna be like, why are you here? Just tell them that you applied and you're just waiting on an answer. You didn't get an answer yet, and you just want to know the next steps, if there will be next steps, like when will you hear back from them, just general questions like that, and then see what your manager says from there. For me personally, once I told her that I had applied and I'm just waiting on an answer, she told me to come for an interview I think she told me like in another week. So the next week I had came in for that interview. And yeah, so if you get an email that you did get the job, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be instructions and stuff and onto what to do, and the manager should contact you from there. And if you don't hear anything back, or if you're unclear of the instructions, you can always just call the store and they can just clear it up for you. But once you're at the interview, there are things that you really need to emphasize on to get the job. And there's just things that you really need to say to really make you stand out. The first thing is you need to emphasize on the fact that you are a fast learner, because they want to make sure that you can keep up with the pace of everything and that you can understand, what you're supposed to be doing and things like that. Second thing you want to mention is how you can work under pressure, because Starbucks is very pressuring. You're gonna get a lot of busy days, especially if you're working a midday shift. I think midday starts at 7 a.m. all the way up to 5. So if you end up getting a shift from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., it gets really, really busy because it's just the middle of the day where everything is just going on at once. So they want to make sure that you can work under pressure. They want to make sure that you're not going to crack and that you know how to manage and just staying calm. And the third thing you want to emphasize on is leadership. And you want to emphasize on teamwork and how you can work in a team. So if you emphasize on those 4 things, and how you have those qualities, what you're also going to want to do is you're also going to want to give examples on how maybe if you were in a club at school or at another job that you worked at, how those qualities that you have demonstrated it in previous experiences. And then they're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions and you're just going to have to answer them accordingly. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't remember the questions because I had this interview back in May of last year. So I don't remember the questions. I just remember her just asking me about my previous work experiences, and she was basically just giving me hypothetical situations on how I would act with certain things, and you just want to be able to just give your manager or whoever's interviewing you the best responses. And by saying that you're a fast worker, by saying that you can work as a team, because Starbucks is big on, working as a team and being able to work in fast-paced environments accordingly. It's just all things that you really just want to emphasize on, because that's really just what they want to hear. Starbucks is also just big on time. Everything is timed at Starbucks. When you work at drive-thru, there's a time on the screen for that person that's just been waiting at the window. They can see that this car has been waiting. Your name is registered to the computer, so they know who was working drive-thru, and they can see this, the time, and make sure that you emphasize on how you can be able to, work in a timely manner. And once you emphasize on all those things, it's just gonna make you kind of stand out from everybody else. Once you get the job, which hopefully you do, you will go through a 2-week intensive training. And those 2 weeks, you're going to be learning about how to make, all of the drinks, how to work the oven for the food, and just basic things of how to serve the customers, and how to brew coffee, how to, have great customer service, and just things like that. You're also going to have modules, and those modules are going to, it's just something that you have on the computer or an iPad. You can Starbucks has a computer and an iPad, so you can pick which of those devices that you can do your modules on. So those 2 weeks are very helpful. Hopefully you have a great trainer. I personally had an amazing trainer. He was very patient with me, very understanding, because Starbucks, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a tough job, and you just have to really have great coworkers because if you don't have good coworkers, it will be very tough. After those 2 weeks of that training, I promise you guys, you're probably still gonna feel confused on certain things, just because I feel like 2 weeks is just not enough for the amount of things you need to know about working at Starbucks. It's just not enough. You are gonna be confused on certain things. You're not gonna probably understand every single thing. You're probably just gonna forget things, because you need to know how many syrups go in this size of a cup and this, and it's just a lot of things to memorize and just a lot of things to know. But if you have a great team, which most likely you will, because Starbucks, you know, we've all been there. So a lot of times your coworkers will be patient. Even if all of them are not patient, there's always gonna be one coworker that you're just gonna click to. Then you're gonna have the job, and then after a while, you're really just gonna get used to it. You're probably gonna receive your apron at the interview if you get the job. Probably maybe after the interview, for the meeting, because after the interview, I think they have a meeting with you and the manager, and then the manager is gonna explain to you just everything that has for the store. They're gonna play videos for you, and whatever. Just basically talking to you about your availability and things like that. But yeah, that's how I got my job at Starbucks, and that was just my personal experience. I personally love my job sometimes, but love and hate relationship. But yeah, it's a nice place to work, and it's very rewarding. A lot of benefits and free Spotify premium. So if you love Spotify, that is also a great perk. Starbucks also gives out free stocks. I forgot how long you need to be working with Starbucks to be able to get stocks. I think I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not even gonna do that. So that's something you can just do with a quick Google search. But yeah, guys, that's how I got my job at Starbucks. If you have an interview coming up, good luck on your interview. And you have nothing to be nervous about. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want more videos like these. Make sure you comment them down below. Any questions that you may have, you may ask them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.